Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, and it is another brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer? And joining me today is somebody that is really awesome. I met them in a voice actor class, and that is Badger. Badger, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you? I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited that you're here. I'm always excited whenever I get to interview cosplayers on Who's That Cosplayer. So before we get into today's interview, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And as D always says, podcast link down below in the description. Like, follow, subscribe. So like I mentioned before, I met Badger in a voice acting class, and we're going to get into that later on in the interview. But the first question I always ask each and every guest up here, what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one, so tell everybody who you are.
I prepared for this and somehow I'm still not ready for it. I don't really consider myself a professional cosplayer. I'm more of a casual cosplayer. But I'm also an aspiring voice actor. I got interested in voice acting the same time that I started cosplaying, all the way back in 2013. And I took kind of a long hiatus from it for a while. But then when the pandemic started, I just kind of missed it. You know, it was super fun. It's really awesome to get to like embody different characters in different ways. And I also am a serial crafter, where I decide all the time, I'm gonna teach myself how to do this, and then I leave partially successful attempts along the way. So cosplaying was really just a way for me to learn some new skills as well.
That's awesome. And you know, I love, because when I interview cosplayers all the time, and first off, it doesn't matter if you're a professional cosplayer or you're just a cosplayer that's just having fun. Cosplay is for everybody, and it doesn't matter how good you are or if you're just starting out. I just think that, you know, if you're cosplaying and you're just having a good time. And the cosplays that you've done, they're amazing. One that I want to touch on particularly, because you said that, you know, you do stuff yourself, is you did a Mista cosplay. And unfortunately, you said that it still needs some work done to it because you didn't like it, but still, I think that it's awesome. And what's crazy is I had went on your TikTok and I saw the video when you made your Mista cosplay, and I was just like, yo, like, that's pretty badass. I always think that it's amazing when somebody can make a costume themselves, you know, and there's nothing wrong with purchasing a costume, because it's like I said, cosplay is supposed to be fun and it's supposed to be for everybody. But when you can actually like make it yourself, I feel like that is an awesome ability. Kind of like if you were playing a video game and like Fallout, for example, and that's one of your perks. You can sew and whatnot. So, you know, I want to talk about that a little bit. Like, what are some of the cosplays or props that you've made over the years?
Yeah, so honestly, a big thing for me when it comes to cosplaying is money, because I'm a university student. Times are tough for everybody.
That's
so
facts.
What I think I'm better at, because my sewing skills are still improving every single costume I make.
Nice.
So I think it's a little bit easier for me personally to like thrift and then modify a bunch of stuff. But Mista was the first one that I really like took the base of something and really went super crazy with it. So I made that sweater. I just bought a red pair of pants and painted them by hand. Never used fabric paint before. Put my blood, sweat, and tears quite literally into the hat. And that was like a big step for me, you know, making something with that sort of like structured shape to it. But also recently, I'm super proud. I have them here with me, my Death the Kid pistols. I'll show that orange tip so you don't get demonetized.
That's right.
It's fake. Exactly. They look pretty good from a distance.
Yeah.
They're made of straight foam all the way through. Foam, blood, sweat, and tears.
Let me hold
it
real quick. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have my second pair. This was super fun. I'd never worked with foam before, but when I was like in middle school dreaming of being Yaya Han, she was my idol back then, a really amazing cosplayer. I always saw her and others working with like EVA foam.
I call it Eva too. You're fine.
Okay. Gotcha. I was like, oh no, my inexperience with foam is showing.
Hey, they're gonna come after us, no, you know, one way or another.
But yeah, I really wanted to try working with foam, and it turns out it was super fun. I was fully convinced for a hot second there that foam sculpting was going to be my new thing after this. Turns out I'm kind of bad using power tools such as a Dremel. So we have a long way to go, but you know, we're still going.
Hey, it's all about leveling up, man.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, what else? I just did Joseph. I made his clackers. That was kind of a more like, it's for the cosplays that I want to like go kind of easy with, where I feel like I haven't put a lot in myself.
Yeah.
I always try and spice them up with something homemade. So like for Dazai here, I made this little brooch that he has out of just like some pleather and some Velcro and this cool little brooch thing. And then for Joseph from JoJo's, I made his clackers. They're fully functional.
Those are dope.
They have the gold J on them. I know my light's blowing me out a little bit. But yeah, these are like these gigantic 40 millimeter plastic beads and some string. And everyone told me you can't paint plastic, it won't work. And what can I say? It worked. My sanding worked.
You proved them wrong.
Exactly.
I loved it. And you know, I know that it's appeared in the background, but your Joseph cosplay, like it's amazing. Same the Rohan as well. You know, and then of course the slideshow just went out. I don't know why, but I want to keep talking and I want to fix it in a minute. But you know, I think that's cool that you started working on the props and whatnot. And I know before the interview too, you had showed the hat that Mista wears. Do you want to show everybody that real quick?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Look how dope that is.
Look how sketchy it gets in the back.
but it's I love it, you know. And again, I just feel like that is an awesome ability to have when it comes to like just making your own stuff. And then of course too, proving people wrong that, hey, like you said, I can't do this, but look, I did it and I got the 2 clackers, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
now I want to ask you, what have been, you know, some of your favorite con moments from over the years when you attended the cons?
Oh my goodness, so many. I'm so glad that they're finally happening again. You know, I really I used to go when I was in middle school, and this oh my goodness, I hate remembering this, but I gotta shout it out to the Hetalia fandom back in the day. The people in that community were the ones that really showed me the convention ropes. They taught me about the gatherings, the meetups, you know, group outfits, stuff like that, where to go, especially at Anime Expo, where to hang out. And from there, now my new favorite thing to do is just find people I know in real life that have never done this before or never dressed up and force them to do it with me. I volunteer my crafting skills, you know, as long as we can do it together. It's super fun. But a couple of one moment that really sticks out to me, at Anime NYC, I went as Kaido. There he is in the background.
Hey, I didn't do that either.
Exactly. Kaido from Psyche K. My friend went as Arin Kobayasu, and I remember all day, I was expecting that to be the casual one that no one recognized. All day I had people coming up to me whispering in my ear is this the work of Dark Reunion? Us meeting must have been the work of Dark Reunion. And that was just, it was, I don't know, it was so fun just to see the love. And I love interacting with people at these. It's super fun.
Who's that cosplayer?
It's the Haunted Manda.
Yeah, same. That's one of the things that I love about conventions is, you know, you meet people that you know online, you know, you form these friendships, and then, you know, you can start doing cosplay group stuff together. That's one of the things, right now I'm talking with somebody about doing a Final Fantasy X cosplay group, because I've always wanted to cosplay as Titus from Final Fantasy X. And same thing with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which brings me to the next couple of questions that I have, because when me and you first met in the voice acting class, we were talking about, I believe it was KatsuCon at the time.
Yeah.
And we were talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And now I want to ask you, you know, you cosplayed as Joseph, you cosplayed as Rohan, Narantia, and Mista.
Mm-hmm.
Which JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is your favorite? Which part?
Oh my goodness. Every time I get to a new one, I'm well, this is my new favorite. But I just finished Steel Ball Run finally
Nice.
after delaying it forever.
Hold on real quick.
And
Spoilers might be ahead, so just letting you guys know if you have not read Steel Ball Run, because I haven't
won't
read
say
it.
anything. I won't.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna say I did just finish Steel Ball Run, and I used to in the first half I used to brag about it being my favorite, just to really flex. No. But I really think, like, looking back, I kind of gotta say Stone Ocean. It's there's stuff to like about every single part. Like, Joseph's super funny. I think Josuke and Giorno are my favorite JoJo's. But then
Yes.
like the squad in part 3 and part 6 are also excellent. And I love a good desert aesthetic. So Steel Ball Run kind of has it there.
Nice. Yeah, Josuke, he's one of my he's my favorite JoJo as well. It's just something about him. And also too, rest in peace to Billy Kometz, who voiced Josuke and not Diamonds. Yeah, Diamond is Unbreakable. I was like, I almost got Diamond is Unbreakable and the Stardust Crusaders mixed up. But yeah, rest in peace. Our condolences to Billy Kometz. He was an awesome Josuke, and he brought that character to life. He's one of the reasons why I love part 4 so much. So again, rest in peace.
He's one of the reasons I wanted to get into voice acting. That performance is like just so inspiring and so fun.
Nice. Well, since we are here at the voice acting part right now, like, I love that you said that he was the reason why you wanted to get into voice acting. And again, like I had mentioned at the start, we both met in the voice acting class, which was taught by a voice actor, our good friend. I've had him up here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. That is Mr. Matthew David Rudd. You
MDR.
Can watch MDR. I can't remember who in the voice acting class, they was like, what does MDR stand for? And it's just like Matthew David Rudd. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You got to say the full thing. But you can either watch his episode, it is up here on our YouTube, or you can listen to the episode on our podcast. But let's talk about that for a little bit. So, what was your first experience, coming into the class and, seeing how the world of voice acting was?
Yeah, I actually have always been interested in working with sound. So I know this is like taking it way back. But I used to do like sound for student films. And then I thought that I wanted to be a music producer for a while. I go through all sorts of phases. But audio really is the one thing that's like stuck with me for all of these years. And so I was convinced that I was going to be an engineer at a voiceover studio, and that was going to be my life, sitting in a room, recording other people. I thought, oh, I could never be a performer. Like, I'm like not made for that. I'm not cut out for that. I'm not confident enough for it. But recently, over the years, I've realized, like, no, that is what I want to do. I get all of the best parts of working with sound in a field that is so sound dominated. And I get to have a ton of fun and meet so many amazing people doing it. And, I've, at this point in my voiceover journey, I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And I will do it.
I love that. And you have an amazing voice too. Like, when I heard your voice when we were in the class together, I was just like, wow, like, they sound amazing. And then also too, recently you had did a commercial for a university, and I was like, see, that's the one. And I pinkies up to you, because like I said, you have a nice voice, and I really hope to hear you and some of my favorite anime, some of my favorite video games. And that brings me to the next question. If there could be one anime that you would love to lend your voice to, I probably already know what it is, but I'm not going to assume. What anime would that be?
Oh my God, there's like too many. Really, honestly, JoJo's. JoJo's. I know that there aren't a lot of ladies in part 7, but if they need a hot pants, please hit me up. She's like it's like her and Lucy. And just like a couple of side characters. I'll do anything. I'll be like guy number 30 if JoJo's wants me. Like,
do that Walla.
Yeah, exactly. It's just an amazing thing to be a part of. But also recently, like, Mob Psycho has really caught my interest with some really amazing performances as well. So
Now, is it because of some of the JoJo references in it? Because like I'm on episode 4 right now, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he looks just like Josuke. And
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, this anime is pretty dope. Like one of my friends, she had told me about it, and I checked it out, and I was like, man, why did I put this off for so long? And now you have season 3 that's going to be coming out soon, and
I'm so excited.
You know,
it's amazing.
I've put a lot of stuff off. Like I just started watching Stranger Things. I just started watching Umbrella Academy. So I feel like it's cool to watch a lot of stuff once it's already came out, so that way you don't have to wait, because now I'm on season 2 of Stranger Things, and then like I got 2 more seasons after that, and then of course season 5. But you know, now I want to ask you, when you know you're not cosplaying, when you're not taking voiceover classes and whatnot, what are some of your hobbies that you're into?
Oh my goodness. I have such like a weird eclectic like array of stuff. I follow a lot of not K-pop, but like Korean bands. Like Jonabi and N-Flying. So if I'm not listening to their stuff, I read classic literature. I make TikToks. Yeah, too many things. Finding new crafts. I convinced myself that I was gonna learn to crochet this summer.
Nice.
Because I want to make fake plants. And I learned like the very like simplest like the chain that's just a straight line. And then I couldn't get through the next stitch. So I'm coming back to that. And yeah, I don't know if they want me talking about this, but I also work at a voiceover studio as a production assistant.
Nice. Hey, give them a shout out if that's cool.
Studiopolis, check out our dubs. They do a lot of popular animes these days. We're doing Tokyo Revengers and Jujutsu Kaisen.
Nice.
Big congrats. They just engineered, directed, produced the movie, the English dub. And yeah, if you're also in the market for some Disney Junior shows, some of the ones that I took notes for have gotten announced recently.
Okay.
So that's like Eureka, Ridley Jones, and I don't know. I gotta be careful because I don't know which ones have.
Yeah, them NDAs, man. Yeah, please be careful. Please.
I haven't signed them, but I'm not trying to get fired.
Oh no, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, be careful, because hey, look, they already gonna come after you because you say EVA instead of Eva. You know what I'm saying? So like, just be careful. But no, you know, hey, we're here at the end of the interview, and I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. It was awesome talking to you. It was awesome seeing you again, because it seemed like it's been years, even though it's only been a year since we met each other. So
it's crazy that it's even been a year.
I know.
Come back to MDR's classes.
I know. I'm so busy. I mean, there's so much going on, and I just shared one of his Instagram posts. Like every time he posts, I always share, and I always tell everybody, and everybody that's watching right now, if you want to take voice acting classes, Matthew David Rudd, he is an awesome teacher, like step by step, like he works with you. And one of the things that I love is that, you know, if he feels that you could do something better, like he doesn't move on until you do the thing better. And like, that's something that I love, because I mean, this is my first voice acting class, but if I could compare it to like wrestling practice, when I first started off in my career as a professional wrestler, you know, if you messed up on something, they was just like, next. Whereas with Matthew David Rudd, you know, he's just like, no, keep on doing it. And then once you get it, good job, then we go to the next one. So
yeah, he really wants us all to level up. And I really feel like I have because of him. Big shout out to Matthew.
So with that being said, let everybody know where they can find you at in social media land.
Hey, okay. I'm on Instagram and Twitter as @BadgerKML. I don't know if I need to spell Badger. That's BADGERKML. And then on TikTok, you can find more of my cosplay stuff. I'm @BadgerVO.
Nice.
Yay, that's about it.
Awesome. Hey, and you know where you can find me, your hero Benjamin Banks, at @KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you, everybody, for watching this interview. Make sure you check out some more interviews that we have here on the channel, along with reaction videos and reviews. Check out our podcast, where we have brand new episodes every Tuesday. The link is down below in the description, and then the video of that episode gets up here on YouTube every Friday. So with that being said, keep that pinky up, stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.